Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today, I have a new kind of video that I'm going to be doing, not that often, but these are going to be called suggestions for Gremory. Because the idea is to help out Gremory a little bit with some ideas on what to do with this game. Because we just received the new mechanic, the stats training. I'll call this a system. We received the new system, stat training, and it's not as well received as the enchantment, the addition of let me check a weapon here. Of the enchantment fail rewards. Those are really good. I mean, this really not incentivizes, but it is like a consolation prize that will allow us to fulfill our goals by spending our materials. Because yes, you're going to fail and you get these resources, but you're going to be able to craft some of these, and you're going to have more chances to succeed next time. So it is good. It is acceptable at the most. And besides, if they give us a way to farm this, like in-game, that will be even better. But let's start. Before we start with all these suggestions, we're going to do a quick analysis on how the game has evolved. Because there has been many changes in the game. And the first and most important thing is to check here in Arena, Tower. For those who do not remember, the first thing that we got as means of actual challenging content were the bonus stages, which I don't remember if it was bonus stages or Tower, but let's say that it was Tower. We're gonna start with Tower. Tower went up to floor 50, and as you can see, these are the rewards for those floors. And if we go below, you're only going to see awakening crystals. So when we got the tower, we had already unlocked, or we had already added, Gremory had already added the awakening mechanic to awaken one of your characters up to level 81. And with that, they added an additional attack, which unlocks on that specific level for every character. Pretty nice, pretty good, right? Another way to increase the strength of your character other than magatamas and weapons and the copies of supports and weapons. So it was nice. After that, we received, let me check. Yeah, it was Awakening level 81. Tower 50, Awakening level 81. Those were simultaneous or something like that. And then Secret Daily Quest and Enchantment. That's the next thing that we got. Secret Daily Quest and Enchantment. So this used to be very difficult. Let's see. Stage info. It is machine, so no, it is not. This was our only way for us in the beginning to oops, that's not what I wanted, but I'll just see the stage. It was our way to get enchanting materials, and here I have the list. Now I see it. It was an easy way for us to get all of these materials. Unfortunately, most of the drops are this and this, but we do get the other ones. We get the SRs. We even get the URs at times, and we also need these. These are very necessary. So, what are these materials for? They were made to enchant our equipment, both weapons and supporters, to increase their stats, and that's very good, very amazing. So I'm gonna compare this, that is S5, but it's max. It's S5. It's max level, And as you can see, it's gonna give me 3,684 HP and 4,522 defense. Big numbers, okay, I like those, I like those. But what happens when max enchanted? Look at that. Amazing. It's huge, right? It is really, really big. The stat increase is really noticeable when you have the same 5 out of 5, but max enchanted. If you do a combination of not being fully enchanted and not being fully what's the name, fully S leveled, then you're gonna have something like where is she? I'm gonna go for blue. Let's see, one that I enchant. This one. So the stats do increase enough for you to feel the difference. But if you enchant something that is on a low S level, it's like it's maybe above S5, natural S5, but it is not that big of a difference. Even so, it is really good that this enables us to use these supporters. It was a good mechanic, and at the time, secret quests were not super difficult, with one exception. The human secret quest where you fight all the Taimanins, that was very difficult at the time. Once you had enchanted your weapons, it wasn't as unbearable, but since we had to fight with everyone and not everyone had their weapon enchanted, it was pretty rough for the most part. And now that's not a problem because you can use your favorite characters, the strongest ones, and you can farm with only 3 characters. That's super, super great. So, yeah, that was another means of challenging content that we have in the game. And now it has been trivialized thanks to the to having full enchantment and to not needing to use every single character that is not max awaken or max level. After the addition of the enchantment system, we got the expansion on the tower. As you can see, it also gives gems, awakening materials, but it also came with these element rewards as well as orb rewards. So obviously, this was implemented after the enchantment system was applied. So it is pretty good, and this used to be challenging, and after this, we got the 2 things. We got VR and awakening level 80, 87. So not 81, 87. And maybe I'm not sure because I don't pay attention to that. I don't see the difference between stats. But even if the stats given by the levels aren't that big, assuming that the stats given by the levels aren't that big, that doesn't really matter because the most benefits that you get from awakening a character is the points that you're going to invest on the awakening skills. So that's just a huge amount of damage or damage reduction depending on what you're investing your points in. So with this system, we trivialized secret quest, and we also trivialized arena tower. And now we're at a point where our challenging content is mask Taimanin. And they are, not max Taimanin, like every enemy in VR. All the Queen Arachne, Mass Taimanin, LWS Squad. Those 3 are pretty challenging. And even at lower levels, not everyone can do it. And right now, I farm usually at step 41. There's people that are very good and farm higher, and there's people who want to tackle the most difficult challenges in the game and go beyond 100 to do that. So we also got the addition of Magatamas, UR Magatamas, thanks to these items. Here we have an example of a UR Magatama, which have higher stats. Let's compare that very quickly. We have here Magatamas. We're gonna compare this, that is giving me 572 stats and 455. I don't like that the UR increases very little. I think that this should have been like, I don't know, 600, 700, so that it felt like a real jump on from SR to UR. But it is not important. The most benefit that you get from Magatamas is actually the effects, not the stats that they give you. So all of these mechanics move the game forward and make it so that content becomes easier. We had the event bonus stages. Those were very hard at the beginning, but with the addition of enchantment and awakening, those got easier. And then we got secret dailies, which with the addition of awakening 87, those got easier. And also when we had enough time and we farm and enchant our weapons, those become easier. Then the same can be said about Tower. It was very difficult at first. Even this. Here 50. Here it was difficult, but then we got enchantment and it was super easy. And then even with enchantment and awakening 81, this was challenging, but with awakening 87, this was not as challenging. And with high enchantment, it was not as challenging. So the more time passes, the more you progress in your account, the more you implement all the mechanics that are available, the easier something is going to get. And that's why I am concerned with this, with stat training. Let's go with Asagi. I need to do this. Recent is the one that I want. Asagi, because Asagi is the one that I'm trained. So as you may know, I already maxed out this, and this is only giving me 350 attack. It is not what I expected for the amount of effort that I had to put into this, as well as resources. So Gremory, you have shown us that you are willing to listen. You fixed, I'm gonna say fixed, VR by implementing regular rewards. So at the beginning, for those who do not know, VR only gave you a random reward, one of these. But after an update, Gremory decided to implement on top of your drop regular reward, which is that you're gonna get coins no matter what drop you get. So you can get double coins, you can get coins and Mirage Crystal, coin and UR Magatamas, and that's great. It really fixed VR, because before that I would have to use my potions, and at some point, just before we got that specific update that gave us the regular rewards, I just had run out of all kinds of AP refills. No, not AP, BP refills. So it was a great addition to the game, a great rework for this, let's say, mode. And I think they should do exactly that with this system, with the stats training. They need to rework it. I mean, let's give them feedback. Let's mention what we want. In my opinion, they should give stats somewhere between 1,000 or 3,500, maybe. let's say that we add a 0 here. So if they increase the stats to that amount when this is maxed out, I would be satisfied. Let me explain. Do I have one weapon that I can use? One that is S1. Let's see. S1. So look at the stats here. For this weapon, it's 2,452. The amount of effort it takes to max out any of these is really a pain. I mean, we're gonna do it, but it is a pain. So at least the least that Gremory can do is make this worth it. And if this stat increase is less than an SR Magatama, I don't feel the need to work on it. In fact, it just bothers me. So, Gremory, help everyone out. Rework this to increase the stats. At least 1,000. Okay? So, yeah, it would be ideal if it was like equipping another weapon. Because, number one, I know that it would trivialize bonus, but bonus is already trivialized. Where are you, bonus? Bonus is already trivialized. Most bonus, I auto farm them with Emily, and my Emily is 81. So that doesn't really matter. Bonus is already trivialized. Dailies are already secret daily quests are already trivialized too, thanks to Awakening. Tower up to this point is already trivialized thanks to Awakening and Weapon Enchantment. So that's not a thing that we have to take into consideration. The only thing that it would really affect that stat increase is how far you can go here on VR. And to say the truth, yes, the attack is gonna help, but defense and HP are gonna be more useful for other players. Usually that's what allows them to go farther or not. Not only damage. Damage does help, but if the enemy has damage reduction, because about this level they start to get the damage reduction, then they need to take hits. So just increase the stats. The only thing that is going to really be affected by those kind of stat increase on stats training is gonna be VR, in my opinion. What do you think about it, guys? Do you think like 1,000 or 3,500 is too much of a stat increase? In my opinion, it's not, for the amount of effort that it took. It's like, if I'm not mistaken, 500,000 skill points. Don't quote me on that. It's just an average because I don't remember. In the PB of this mechanic, we saw it was definitely on a trial server because they had too many skill points. It was like 350,000 skill points, something like that. It shows in the video that they uploaded. So maybe that's the amount that you need. Maybe it's 500,000, as I said. I don't remember. But the thing is, it's just too much effort for us to do this and not get a significant reward. So Gremory, recommendation number 1. Please increase the stats. Minimum 1,000 and maybe go to 3,500. That would be good for a stat increase that need this amount of effort. Because if not, it's not going to be that much of a difference. And it's going to be only for high-end players who want to tackle PvP or guild wars, and that's going to give them the upper hand, supposedly. So, yeah, don't do that, please, Gremory. Just update this. Another thing that I want to suggest, Gremory, is that they increase the amount of skill points that we can hold. I don't think I have anyone max out right now, but I'll go with Emily. The max amount right now is 50,000 skill points. If you go beyond that, you're going to be losing those points. You're not going to get more, okay? So now that we need, like I said, give or take 500,000 skill points to max this out, it would be a good idea to increase the cap. It is not necessary, yes, technically, but it is more comfortable to just farm as much as we can and then spend our points. So cap it at whatever amount of skill points is required to max out this Gremory. That's a suggestion. It's just to make it more to make the players feel a little bit more comfortable about that. And one more thing that it's the main reason why this system got implemented. Many people felt that after maxing out these where are they? These stats and unlocking all the skills, the skill points were just wasted, and there wasn't any use for those. Gremory, don't implement any more strengthening. It is more than enough what you did with the skill points. What I suggest that you do is that you implement a shop. I have seen this comment in various places, and I also had that idea some time ago. But what would we like to see? We can make a shop where you donate the character's skill points. Let's say that here we have awakening skills, we have a stat training, and a skill point donation, so that a specific character who is already maxed out on all aspects can donate their points, so that these are used as currency in a store similar to the Time of Our VR store. They can do rotational rewards, yes. But I would prefer to have a permanent store that restocks. That would be better, and with valuable items. And I don't mean like something too busted. We don't even need the crystals on that specific store. What I would like to see is cutting fluid, because we need tons of those. And even though we can buy them on VR, I have been getting almost, I just missed a couple ones, but almost every day since that mode launch, I have gotten all the points available, almost all the points available, and I'm still not done awakening all my characters, getting all the weapons. So basically, you're not going to buy cutting fluid and ritual bells in VR. So it will be nice to get a store with skill points that give us ritual bells, cutting fluid, the Magatama attribute change coins and tickets. That will be amazing. And most importantly, we need a voucher. This can be like one per week, and that would be fine. A voucher for supporters, but not limited supporters, just F2P supporters. That's more than enough, because there's a ton, and I mean a ton of good supporters that newer players are not going to get nowadays. You need to give them a way to get these F2P supporters that are really, really good. And for players who already have those, like myself, here I have my second copy. But maybe I want a third copy, because there's a mode where I can play with 3 characters. So maybe I want to go green with all of them. And all of them are melee. So it will be good to be able to get the F2P supporters that I want. I am not telling to give us limited supporters, gacha supporters, just F2P supporters. That would be more than enough for the store. I just mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 items to put in that shop. What other items would you like to see in that kind of shop, guys? Let me know in the comments. What would you like? It cannot be something like extremely valuable. Let's say heavy Shika potions, because that's a service that is paid. So it cannot be that. It cannot be, for example, maybe limited vouchers for weapon and supporters. It cannot be, or it shouldn't be, the enchanting elements, the orbs, the crystals, because we get those from secret dailies and VR respectively. But we could add maybe blank elements to have another way to get those. We could add dismantling devices. We could add maybe enchant booster, but the high ones. And again, one per week. That would be good. So yeah, I mean, getting this I always want, but I'm not going to be too picky about it. I'm just giving suggestions for Gremory. Please listen to this. Listen to the community. We have like we're very excited. I was super excited about that mechanic before I knew the numbers, because just 350 is too low for me. For all the effort that it took, is I just feel like it is not worth it. At least 1,000, please, Gremory. Come on, I know you can do it, and I hope that Gremory decides to implement this change at the same time or before the tower expansion. Why? Because if they do it after tower is gonna be balanced for these stats. So preferably, just increase the numbers, and it is fine. There's the concern that maybe this is going to, if it's too high, it's going to break the balance of the game. Which, yes, it breaks the balance of previous content. That's how it usually works, which is no problem as long as you implement new content which is designed to work with those parameters. So that way, it is fine to be that strong because you have a challenge to tackle with those kind of stats. So yeah, that's another suggestion. Do more modes, not only tower, not only VR, which they are fine. But the more ways we have to play, the more things we can do in the game, and we can spend a while having fun here, the better. And you know how it works. The more things we have to do, the more reasons we have to roll in the gacha, to buy packs. The more time you spend here, the more chances you have to buy something. That's the way gacha works, supposedly. So yeah, think on it, Gremory. Think on it. And guys, I want you to share this video, please, if possible. Like, share, and subscribe, blah, blah, blah. But really, share this. And please, let me know what you think. What kind of suggestions regarding specifically the stat training do you have for Gremory? Do you think like 1,000 is too much? 1,000 attack, it would be too much when max out? Or maybe you want even more? You want to have at least the stats that an S5 weapon would give you. This is not a great example, but let's see. I'll go to this, to inventory, and I'll get, what has S level 5? This one, no. I cannot believe that I don't know my weapons. This one, no. Naruku those. So, do you want stats like this to be implemented in those modes so that it feels like you're equipping a second weapon? Or do you think that's too high and it's going to break the game? Yeah, so let me know in the comments what you want. What other items you would like to see, or the items. What other items do you want to see in that proposal of a shop for skill points? I think it would be the best way to implement the skill points, to give use constant use on the skill points, because that way they don't have to implement more things that rely on skill points, and we don't feel like that we're getting the best value out of that. So yeah, let me know in the comments all the things that you want to see improved regarding this update, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye.